Right, I'm in the crafts room here in the dorm. There's a nice little pan going on. Here are my note cards. Somebody's singing in the room next to me. They sound pretty good, so that's kind of nice. Get it? All right. Recycling is something we've been taught that everybody's heard about since grade school. Everybody knows recycling. Reduce, reuse, recycle. Everywhere you look, there's a recycling bin. If there's a garbage can, you bet there's going to be a recycling bin right next to that garbage can. Recycling is not a hard thing to do, but apparently some people still want to fight recycling. They say it doesn't work, it's not really effective, which I just don't understand. It's not hard to do. Literally, you take stuff and you just put it in another bin that is right next to the garbage bin. So it just kind of hurts me. So to start off, I did my own little study here with 3 questions. And they're just yes or no questions. I asked 10 of my friends. I go, can you recycle an old pizza box? 1 person said no, and 9 people said yes. The correct answer is no, you cannot recycle a pizza box. This is because there's grease in this pizza box, and that contaminates it and can't be reused. Second question was, can you recycle paint? 7 people said no, 3 people said yes. You can recycle paint. We'll get into that soon. And then number 3, can you recycle soup cans? Everybody said yes to that, all 10 said yes. And yes, indeed, you can recycle soup cans. You just gotta wash them out first. So, according to the Environmental Protection Plan, in their 2007 article, Tips, Top 10 Ways to Recycle, one of their top ways to recycle was, this is a great tip for office settings or college settings like here at Ball State, would be to print on both sides of the paper. Print on both sides of the paper. Is that hard to do? I don't think so. Is it really a common practice today? It's a very common practice today. Granted, this article was made in 2007, but I think it's caught on a lot. You're saving paper when you print on both sides there. Also, when you're done with that paper, recycle it. Do not throw it away, recycle it. It's pretty cool. Here's another great one. Buy rechargeable batteries. Rechargeable batteries are great because according to the stat here, one rechargeable battery has the lifespan of 1,000 regular batteries. That just makes financial sense to do that, doesn't it? I'd say so. And then going back to paint here, according to goodhousekeeping.com in their 2018 article, How to Dispose of Leftover Paint the Right Way by LSM, you can, 1, buy the right amount of paint and don't have any left over. That's shoot for that. You can save it for later, if you got some leftover paint there, which that's always good, but sometimes it's just one project and you're done. Here's the great, and then here's a good one, just donate it. If you have a lot of leftover paint, donate it to places like Habitat for Humanity. Takes in a lot of paint so it can be reused and put back into the community there. We like Habitat for Humanity. They used all recycled and community donated products, in their homes. So good on them. Now we're going to talk about a huge offender of pollution. That would be plastics. Plastics everywhere. Plastic is part of our daily life. There's plastic in their chair, plastic in this bucket that I'm looking at, plastic in the windowsill. Where else we got plastic? There's some plastic, in those cabinets. There's plastic everywhere you look. It's just part of our lives here. And in the scientific research paper, Plastic Pollution and Potential Solutions, published in 2018 by Christopher J. Rhodes. He has a couple stats in here that kind of show how much plastic there is in the world. Since 2004, so 2004 to 2018, The world has produced as much plastic as it did in the past 50 years. That's insane how much plastic that is. But if you look around, it kind of makes sense. Everything's plastic. And here's another stat. 79% of all plastic finds itself in landfills, which is sad but true. This is just mainly because of littering, or companies just dumping their waste into unauthorized dumping areas. That or mismanagement of some sort is the main issue there. And here's the big one, microplastics. Microplastics are just the tiniest plastic particles, and they can get anywhere. They've been found at the bottom of the ocean and at the top of the tallest mountains, and in Antarctica even. They're everywhere. Big fear with microplastics is fish will eat them, or ingest them I should say, and then we'll eat the fish, and then by turn there, we'll have microplastics in us, and we don't know the health issues that could come with that. So that's the big scary thing there with microplastics. Now, glass, when it comes to recycling glass, you got to look on your location. Because believe it or not, there are some cities in the country that don't recycle glass, and that's not because they don't care. Maybe they don't have the means to. Like a lot of rural communities may not have the means to recycle glass, and that's why there's a lot of refunds actually there on those glass bottles there. So if you're in a rural area, look out for those, and maybe you can make a nickel or something. But for the longest time, New Orleans didn't have glass recycling. So two students from Tulane University saw this problem, and they decided to fix it. So let me tell you what they did. They started a glass recycling company called Glass Half Full NOLA. I stumbled upon them on TikTok, and started watching their videos and learned all about them. What they do is they take bottles, they crush bottles, and then they put the sand that the glass makes, and they use it as sandbags, and they kind of prevent erosion that way. Because New Orleans has a lot of issues with flooding and whatnot. So they put the sandbags are going to great use. They sometimes are going to environment restoration, a lot of beaches dumping sand and whatnot. They also make a lot of art. I know they do pavers, a little bit of glass blowing as well. Very cool TikTok page. I highly recommend anybody who's a little crafty to go check their stuff out because it's pretty cool. In the end, recycling is all up to you. This is not a problem that the higher-ups can take care of. It's your problem. Because you're the one throwing stuff out. You're the one who thinks, I'll just garbage it. What difference is it going to make? A lot of difference. Do you like clean air? Do you like clear water? Recycle. That's all it comes down to. Because it's a lot bigger than you. It's the whole world. Thank you.